Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me at the table with Chef Jyll. I'm Chef Jyll, and at the table is my favorite place to be, especially during the holidays. And holidays to me, I have young kids, it's magical, it's fun, it's delicious, it's also stressful and expensive and busy. So I'm gonna take a couple of your stresses, I'm gonna ease them a little bit, I'm gonna show you how to take your traditional recipes, elevate them a little bit, and I'm so excited you joined me. So let's get started right off the bat here. We're gonna make ham. I've got this gorgeous ham here from Pelkin Smoky Meat. I picked up my ham at the Swamico location, but they also have that Crivets location. And you know, a lot of people I know opt to do ham during the holidays. They get a little turkeyed out. So I'm gonna show you how to make a glaze that is just delightful. So I've got a little local apple cider in my pan here, in my little pot. I'm also gonna add a little local maple syrup. Now this is, you know, a little traditional here, but now let's add some flavor. You know I love bold flavors. So first, let's get a good squirt of Dijon mustard. Now don't forget you can find all these recipes if you scan the flow code or if you go to wearegreenbay.com. We're gonna do some brown sugar. The brown sugar and ham is so good. Now, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Now we gotta brighten things, right? We've got some heavy stuff going on here. We wanna brighten this up. I've got cinnamon, I've got cloves, I've got a dash of nutmeg, just a little bit. All of these spices just scream holiday. And then finally, I'm gonna add a little cornstarch. This cornstarch is what's gonna thicken this up. We're gonna get this on the stove and I'm gonna let it cook for like 15 minutes. Let it reduce. And then right before you're gonna use it, you're gonna whisk in a little bit of butter. So while I put this on my stove, I'm also, of course, already have one ready to go to show you. I'm gonna show you how thick and gorgeous this is. But first, get the big ham. You'll never regret having the ham leftovers. So many things you can do with ham leftovers. But what I'm gonna do is look how thick and gorgeous this is. I did add a little salt and pepper to this as well. Give it a good brush. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wrap it tightly in this foil. And I'm gonna let it just cook down for like 2 hours. Let it get nice and warm all the way through, wrap this tightly, and then what I wanna do is I want to take it out of the oven when it's got about 20 minutes left, reglaze it, and we're gonna get it all caramelized and delicious. So once you get this all wrapped up super tight, let that marinade really get in there. And then get this in my oven, 400 degrees, just let it go. You're gonna join me back here shortly, right after the break, because I'm gonna show you how to make an appetizer you can bring with you to any party or host at your house, and it comes together so fast and it's so delicious. See you back here. All right, everyone, welcome back. Ham is going. Let's get to our appetizer. So for me, when it comes to appetizers, you know, you want something that's gonna be easy to eat, something everybody likes, but you want to bring something that not everyone sees and that they see every day. So what I love about this one is it's easy to make. You can make it ahead of time. And look, Wisconsin, we love our smoked fish. So we're gonna do some smoked salmon, but you are welcome to do smoked trout in this if you'd rather. So I got a big chunk of smoked salmon here, about 12 ounces, just kind of flaking it apart. Let's get our base started. This is a really beautiful dip. Make ahead of time. It's one of my favorites. What we have in here, 2 blocks of cream cheese. And I'm gonna add in a little bit of mayo. When you make a good dip, this is the trifecta, right? You need the mayo, you need the cream cheese, Wyowega Star Dairy sour cream, get some of that in there. You need all 3. I like the Wyowega because it's thick and rich. So use the Wyowega Star Dairy, really, really good sour cream. All right, and we're gonna blend this up together. Now, my cream cheese was room temperature. We want that nice and soft, so it blends together really well. Let that do its thing. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my salmon into a bowl here. I just flake it. I like a chunky dip, but if you wanna add everything into your food processor, you are welcome to do it. So I'm gonna add all of this in here, not the skin though. I managed to keep the skin off of it. Beautiful. All right, so now I'm gonna get that skin out of here. We're gonna add a few things into this. First, some fresh dill. Love fresh dill. It is so bright. We're used to eating really heavy during the holidays. And this, although we are doing some mayo and some cream cheese, this dill and the lemon we're gonna add just adds such a beautiful lightness and freshness. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a nice little chop on here. Now, obviously, if you have dried dill, you're welcome to use it, but the fresh, I mean, I highly recommend. Same with the chives. I got some fresh chives here, get the fresh stuff. These are herbs that are relatively easy to find in any grocery store, no matter what the season is, so throw them in there. But I got some nice little chives. I'm gonna save some on the side for some garnish, but let's get that in here. I've got some capers. You're gonna find capers in the pickle aisle. And capers are light and briny and a little salty, and they just add that pop you want on the back of your palate. So I just do a rough chop on those, add them in. Now let's get some freshness. Got our lemon. You can just add lemon juice if you want, but for me, I really think it takes it over the top. You got a little of that lemon zest in there. Now, zest before you juice. That's a mistake that I hate making. If you cut this in half and then try and zest it, it's really difficult. I'm gonna take my tongs here, use this as a little juicer. Just watch for seeds. I think I got lucky there. And then finally, we're gonna fold in a little bit of here we go. Look at how smooth and creamy, because we added that mayo and that sour cream to the cream cheese, it just makes it super creamy like this, and it is delicious. Of course, we need to season this up with a little pep. I'm gonna do a little bit of salt because those capers are salty, the salmon is salty, it's all salty. So I'm gonna give this a good mix here. See if you get a good angle on that. Give that a nice fold in. Now on the side here, let me show you what I serve this with while I stir it up. Here's what I like to serve it with. You can serve it with any kind of cracker you like, but I love to do bagel chips. I think bagel chips are absolutely delicious. And then I'll do some sort of gluten-free like rice cracker on the side because it's just as delicious because the dip itself is gluten-free. So now you bring this to a party, everyone can eat it. So I'm gonna put that into my serving bowl. Now, if you're not using it right away, refrigerate. Refrigerate for like 2 days. Make this ahead of time. Go ahead and get that in there like that. And then I just like to add, you can do a little bit more of the salmon over the top like this. And I had a couple chives left here that I can just add a little bit of garnish to. Messy cutting board, but holidays are messy. Just do what you gotta do. Boom. Gorgeous appetizer. Everybody loves it. It's elegant, it's delicious. It came together in just a couple of minutes. Meet me back here. I'm gonna show you how to take your average cornbread and make it fantastic. All right, welcome back. This kitchen is starting to smell delicious because I can smell that glaze cooking on that Pelkins ham. Happy with it. So now it's time for cornbread because what goes so well with ham? Cornbread. However, a lot of people love to make cornbread very sweet. And for me, sage screams the holidays. So I'm gonna get some fresh sage in here along with some of our Wyowega Star dairy cheddar and make a much more savory cornbread. So let me show you how I do it. In my mixer, I have a little softened butter and I have a little sugar and I've been whisking it around a little bit. Make sure it's nice and softened, combined. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in a few things. I'm gonna add in some milk. I'm gonna add in some more of my Wyowega Star Dairy sour cream, about 2/3 of a cup. You can tell right now why I'm not a pastry chef, because I just hate measuring things. So I do this. You can find the recipe, scan the flow code, go to wearegreenbay.com. Don't do what I'm doing right now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 eggs in here. So just go ahead and crack 2 eggs, and we're just gonna make this into a lovely little wet mixture. I did add a little bit of sugar in here because anytime that you do make cornbread, you want to have a little bit of sugar. You want to sweeten up the corn a little bit, but this is not a honey cornbread. This is going to be super savory. All right, let this do its thing. Now, in my bowl here, I have flour, baking soda, baking powder. We're going to get a good pinch of salt in there. Now it's time to add my cornmeal. I got about 2/3 of a cup in there. I'm going to give that a nice little whisk. That's our dry ingredients that we're going to add to this in a moment, but we got to get our sage rolling here. Now, fresh sage, I mean, obviously it's in dressings and stuffings and gravies and everything, but in cornbread, it's fantastic. And this sage couldn't be any more fresh because I took it from my neighbor's garden. Thank you, Debbie. She gave me, she is very kind. I did not steal this from my neighbor. She always lets me take what I need, and she knows I'll share the muffins with her. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some fresh sage, which is just gonna make your house smell so good. So go ahead and just run your knife through. Obviously, like I said, if you need to use dried herbs, you go ahead and use dried herbs. If that makes your life a little bit easier, just do it. Or get a neighbor like Debbie and just go take some of theirs. They'll be fine. It's the holidays, they can't get mad at you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a nice little chop, and we're gonna fold it right into my wet mixture here, along with a good handful of sharp cheddar. I use the regular sharp cheddar, but you are welcome to use whatever kind of cheese you like, whatever kind of cheesy cornbread you like. Again, here's me measuring. gonna go ahead and get that in there. I measure cheese with my heart. It is what it is. And I'm gonna give that a good mix. Now, to the side here, I'm gonna make my cornbread as muffins because they're so much easier to grab, especially during the holidays if you have a buffet going or you're passing around the table. To try and scoop out cornbread gets a little annoying. So I make mine in muffins, and that way you can make them ahead of time, keep them in some, a covered container, call it a day. All right, so now our wet ingredients are combined. Let's go ahead and get our cornmeal, flour, dry mixture here. I'll get a little pep in there too. I like some pepper. All right, let that do its thing. I kind of gently combine it. I don't put it on high now. Gently combine. You don't want to overmix your cornbread. You can just spray your muffin cup if you want. Muffin cups, I like these because I don't like to do dishes. So taking the easy way out. I also like to think if I make them ahead of time, they stay a little fresher when you have that wrapping on them. All right, so now what I like to do, and it's perfect for cookies as well, but just get an ice cream scoop. It just makes your life so much easier when it comes to scooping cookies, scooping muffins. Later I'm gonna be using it to scoop some ice cream, but a good ice cream scoop, always a good idea. And that way you know everything is measured properly. So you're gonna fill these about 2/3 of the way, almost 3/4 of the way. There's not a ton of baking powder and baking soda in this, so they're not gonna rise crazy. And then you're gonna get them in the oven, you're gonna bake them off. I'm gonna show you what they look like. This is what they look like when they come out. They are just golden and cheesy and sagey and delicious. Look at how beautiful the linen is underneath. I want you to take a look behind me. My friend Josh over at Nature's Best Floral and Boutique. What a fantastic place to go if you need gifts for the holidays. The boutique part of the store is fantastic, but they also do custom florals, custom wreaths. Their linens are stunning, so go visit my friend Josh over there. When you come back, I'm gonna show you how to make a gift that you can give away that's not cookies and not chocolates, and you might not even give it away because it's so delicious. I'll see you back here. All right, welcome back. Now that ham we put in a little while ago, I have now uncovered it. It's nice and heated all the way through, giving it that final glaze, because now I'm gonna put it back in the oven and let this get all caramelized and crispy and delicious. So let's go ahead and get that back in the oven for like 20 minutes. Just let it finish up. And while it's finishing up, this is a recipe I'm really excited to show you because it's so multifunctional and you can use it all season. So we're gonna make a really beautiful gingerbread syrup. So many things you can do with it, but let's get the syrup started right away. So I'm gonna do 1 cup dark brown sugar. This is so easy, y'all. This is so easy. I know everybody loves pumpkin everything. I'm more of a spice girl. I love chai, things like that. This is just like flavor bomb, gingerbread flavor bomb. So delicious. All right, dark brown sugar. I'm gonna add in some cinnamon. I'm gonna add in ginger, ground ginger, and I'm gonna add in a dash of nutmeg. All things you probably have in your house already. Let's go ahead and add in a cup of water, about a 1/2 cup of molasses. We gotta get that deep, dark gingerbread feel. You know me, I'm gonna eyeball it. 1/2 cup, 3, 2, 1. How about right about there? Can't mess this up. And then I'm gonna add in a little vanilla. Now, vanilla extract, no problem. You can absolutely use vanilla extract. I'm a vanilla bean paste girl, and you can find it at gourmet kitchen shops. You can find it on Amazon. I get mine at Trader Joe's. But look at this rich syrup that comes out. You can tell I've been using it a lot lately. And it's just vanilla bean, like straight vanilla bean. I use this in all of my baked goods, coffee, all the things. But one of my favorite things. And now what I'm gonna do, give this a good whisk, get it on your stove, and let's just cook this down for a little bit, just till it gets nice and syrupy. I'm gonna go ahead and get that on medium heat. Once it comes to a simmer, you just want that sugar to really dissolve, reduce down just a tiny bit. And what you're left with, I have one here ready to go, is this beautiful syrup that you can now give as a gift. You can bottle it. A lot of people love to give like host gifts or gifts for teachers, gifts for friends. You don't have to do cookies, you don't have to do fudge. Something like this is very multi-purpose. So when you come back, I'm gonna show you how to make a cocktail, I'm gonna show you how to make a latte, and I'm gonna show you how to make a dessert, which is something really fun that you can include when you give this as a gift or just keep it at your house like I do. I will see you back here with those 3 recipes. All right, so now this gingerbread syrup is simmering. It makes the whole place smell amazing. What can we do with it? So many things, but let's start over here with the cocktail, obviously. It's the holidays, people. Make yourself a cocktail. So I got a little ice here. We're gonna make kind of a white Russian, but with the gingerbread syrup. So I'm gonna add in vodka, your favorite vodka, Kahlua. Then we're gonna do about 2 ounces of the gingerbread syrup. I eyeball because I have made this before. I'm gonna do a little dash of cream, very normal for a White Russian, little dash. And then to make it super delicious, I take a cinnamon stick, give a little swirl. Right there, that is holidays in a glass. We're gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna drink it shortly. Moving on. Now, it's morning time. Can you use the gingerbread syrup, French toast, pancakes, of course. But for me, it's all about the lattes. I love coffee in the morning. And I'm not a pumpkin spice girl. I said that, pumpkin spice, I'd rather have something like this. So 2 shots of espresso or about a half a cup of your favorite coffee, nice and hot. I'm gonna add in a good dash of this gingerbread syrup, just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and if you don't have one of these little milk frothers, they're like $10. And they are magical. They get your milk super frothy and creamy and rich. I do it with oat milk, almond milk, regular milk. I do whatever's on sale, I'm that person, but whatever your favorite milk is, go ahead and just add that creamy milk in there. Give it a little zhuzh. And then because it's the holidays, go ahead and top it off with some whipped cream. You can even put a little dash of cinnamon in there if you want to. So now you got a gingerbread latte, and keep in mind, do all these recipes, attach them to the syrup when you drop them off as a gift. That way, people might be a little confused on what to do with it. Now they know. Now, finally, I got some Cedar Crest ice cream, which is my favorite brand of ice cream. They have their cinnamon out right now for the holidays. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some scoops of cinnamon ice cream, because that just screams holiday feel. And then I'm gonna top it with some of our gingerbread syrup, just like that. And then I like to take little gingerbread cookies, little gingerbread if you make them, and just kinda pile them around. Make it look beautiful, nice and festive. How gorgeous that is. It's simple, and it's 3 easy recipes you can do with this syrup that took you a minute and a half. It takes no time at all. So let's recap our day today. I'm gonna move all this out of the way so you can see what we've done. First of all, you need to get eyes on this ham. Now that I uncovered it and let it hang out for a little bit, look at this. This glaze is just sticky, a little caramelized, a little crunchy. You've got the apple cider vinegar in there, which is gonna give it that pop, but the brown sugar in the Dijon, and I still have a little bit left. So it's one of those things where once you slice this ham, go ahead and drizzle a little more on top. It's so easy, but it takes your everyday traditional ham and just makes it extra delicious. So let's look at that for a moment. Don't forget your appetizer. The appetizer that we threw together so quickly, the smoked salmon dip. Again, do it with smoked trout if you want to. I have bagel chips, I have the gluten-free crackers. Everybody's covered. Just keep it in the fridge for when you need it, and it couldn't be easier, so you got that. We got our gorgeous muffins here that just scream holidays with that sage smell. So good. You got a little bit of sweetness, but it's got the cheddar from the Wyoming Star Dairy, all the things that you want in life right here, along with our cocktail. Now, I would like to thank my very special sponsors. We've got Pelkin Smoky Meat. They have 2 locations. They have one out in Swamico, and then they have the one in Crivets. I usually gravitate towards the Swamico one. If you're never sure if they have what you want, just call them. They could not be more helpful. We've got Wyoming Star Dairy, where I got my cheese, my sour cream. They do a fantastic job. Thank you so much for sponsoring me in all of my shows this year. Cedar Crest Ice Cream. I like to pretend I'm gonna dig into the savory stuff, but I'm probably gonna have the cocktail and the ice cream first, because that's how I roll. And then finally, don't forget to look behind me here for Nature's Best Boutique and Floral. It is fantastic. Go see my boy Josh down there. He's got everything you need for the holidays. I want to wish you and your family a wonderful, stress-free, delicious holiday. Don't forget to scan the flow code. Don't forget to go to wearegreenbay.com, because not only do I have these recipes, I have all the recipes throughout all of the shows I've done this year. It's been a great year of doing shows here, taping at the beautiful LiveX studios, working with Channel 5. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you all just have a fantastic, delicious holiday. Cheers. I'm gonna start drinking this cocktail and let you look at this gorgeous food. Thank you so much, everybody. Happy holidays. Oh, that's good.